Start 2 of the forward solenoid retaining screws and nuts. Insert the vent solenoid into the 2 retaining screws. Next, start the 2 remaining screws and nuts. Using a 3/8 wrench and a 5/16 socket, tighten the 4 nuts and bolts that secure the vent solenoid to the vent solenoid housing. Set the vent assembly plate face down and align the vent solenoid housing with the 4 holes in the vent assembly plate. Ensure that the vent solenoid lifter is towards the top. Insert the 4 retention screws and nuts. Using a 5/16 wrench and a 3/8 socket, tighten the 4 nuts and bolts that secure the vent solenoid housing to the vent assembly. Place the Teflon strip over the opening for the lifter arm. Insert the lifter arm into the slot of the Teflon strip and the vent plate assembly. Insert the lifter arm screw through the solenoid lifter and the lifter arm. Secure the screw with the retention nut. Then, using a 5/64 Allen wrench and an 11/32 socket, tighten the lifter arm retention bolt. Next, attach the lifter spring to the lifter arm and, using needle nose pliers, attach the other spring end to the slot in the top of the solenoid housing. Using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the 5 screws that secure the right rear access panel on the fryer. Then remove the panel. Connect the 2 wires to the solenoid terminals. There is no order to connecting these wires. Next, place the vent assembly against the fryer back middle. Ensure that the vent tube goes through the vent tube opening. Secure the vent plate assembly with the 2 bottom retention screws. Next, place the vent block O-ring onto the vent tube. Line up the vent block retention plate and attach the vent block using the 4 screws. Next, reattach the rear right panel using the 5 retention screws. Then reattach the top of the vent assembly using the 2 screws. Insert the dead weight and verify that it functions correctly. Slide the vent back assembly onto the fryer. Replace the muffler, and then verify that the vent solenoid is operating correctly.